Today we are going to be talking about email and emailing etiquettes. And one of the things that you're going to experience if you're coming on board this whole digital market, this whole digital workplace, remote work, is that you need to learn how to communicate properly. You need to learn how to communicate clearly. You need to learn how to communicate properly. And some of the ways we communicate is by sending emails. There are so many online emailing tools, but we're going to start with Gmail because Gmail is like the simplest so far. And if you get Gmail, you've gotten almost all the other tools. You get Gmail, you understand Yahoo Mail, you understand how every other thing works. I know a lot of people already send emails through their phones or probably read their emails on their phones. But if you are working as a virtual assistant, an administrative personnel, operations manager, project manager, you are going to be the one sending out these emails. You have to use MailChimp, you have to use a lot of emailing tools. You have to probably learn how to use this tool because again a lot of roles are merging into each other. You hear email marketer, and email marketer nowadays, you might see a virtual assistant and they expect you to know how to do emailing, to know how to do email management, to know how to do several other things. So you have to learn how to blend. While we are niching down, you have to also learn how to blend in and do a lot of these tasks if you really want to have like a broad variety of, if you really want to like have better chances, right, at selling your expertise. Now, if you're a newbie, you want to stick around for this because why is this essential? Like I said, you need to understand communication. Communication, you need to learn how to send emails so that you can communicate better. Communication now is gold. You need to learn how to, you need to be on your phones, you need to be on the internet, you need to learn how to communicate to people online. And I feel like it's essential that we make this video because nowadays 9 to 5 is no longer sustainable. When you consider how much money you're spending to work, very soon we are going to have to adapt to working remotely, whether we like it or not. When you consider how much transport, for instance, a customer care representative these days, the entry level fee salary is 130 to 135,000, or maybe 150 if you're lucky. And then you'd also consider you're paying transport money, you're paying for your feeding. By the end of the month, you probably don't even have enough money to take care of your needs. So eventually, some of these tasks, and then we have this whole automation thing going on. It's crazy. People are trying to automate everything, every task nowadays. They want to automate it, and it will mean that you have to adapt to learning how to work online. Because if your job is being automated, you have to learn how to work with the tools that your job will require. So this is first of all the basis. If you learn how to send an email, you learn how to send your emails well, you learn how to communicate well over these emails, it will help you in just generally adapting to this new landscape, this new workspace, this new internet remote work thing. So very quickly, there are several emailing tools out there, by the way. We have MailChimp. We have a lot of emailing tools. We have Yahoo. But if you understand Google, because Google is always trying to make their product as simple as possible. So if you understand Google, you probably will be able to understand the rest of the tools. So this video is in two parts. In the first part, we're going to explore the tool itself, the Google tool itself. And then in the second part, we're going to discuss emailing etiquettes. How do you send emails? What are the things to look out for and all of that? So first of all, how do you send an email? Simple thing. You click here when you open the emailing interface. I have a lot of emails because I need to use this to make a second video. I would like to make another video on how to email management, how to clean up your email, how to manage your email. So I'm going to keep all these things because I have over 1,000 emails. I'm going to keep all these things. So in that next video, I'm going to explain email management and how to work around it. I don't like to delete emails, so that's why I have so much emails. Now, but if you are new to emailing, your emails might be scanty, especially if you just opened a workspace email, right? So your emails might not be a lot, but I have a lot of emails. So, but now moving on, please, to compose an email, all you simply need to do, you see this big box here that says compose, you click on it. But sometimes you might have a situation where the main menu is already like this, so you don't really see your dashboard, especially if you're working on your PC. So if you're in that kind of situation, this is called a kebab menu, right? These three lines here. When you click it, most times every system works like that these days. When you click it, it opens onto a dashboard. And then from here, you click compose and you get your this message box. So I'll go again. I'm trying to maximize it. This is full screen, and then so you can see properly. Now here we have the senders box, and this is the subject and the rest of them. So here you put in the recipient of your email. The recipient of your email might be HR at Savvy. Okay, let me use this. I don't know who these people are. Now, you can decide you want to carbon CC or BCC another person. CC means carbon copy, right? BCC means blind carbon copy. CC means if you CC another person in an email, it means that you're simply collecting a carbon copy of that email and sending it to the next person. So, for instance, I have HR here that I want to send an email to, and I want to send a carbon copy to another person. That means that when I send this carbon copy, for instance, to finance, right? I once I send this carbon copy to this person, HR is aware that I sent a copy of this email to this other person. But when I BCC, right, another person, say H, okay, I BCC this person. HR is and this other person that I CC this email to would not be aware that I sent this email because BCC is blind carbon copy. The both of them will not be aware that I sent this email. Sometimes that so in a case where I don't have anybody I CC'd and I just BCC this person, say I want you, the person I sent this BCC copy to be aware that I sent that me and HR were having this discussion, but I don't want HR to be aware that I am having this discussion. I'm also sending this person a copy of the email so I can use BCC in that situation. But when I want everybody to be aware that everybody is aware that this conversation is going on, we use CC. Now, so CC, BCC, I hope we're all on the same page on that. Now we're moving on to the subject. The subject of your email is basically what you want the person on the other end to know that this is the reason why you're sending this email. So maybe we want to update on office supplies, right? That's the subject of our email. And then we'll go ahead to write in to fill up the body of the email. We say whatever we want to say and all of that. Then we come down here and we begin to format the email. So these are the formatting options we have. We have the font size, we have the text size, we have whether we want to make it bold, italics, underline, whether what type of color we want, how we want to align it, whether we want to put bullet points, numbers, whether we want to put the kind of indentation we want, whether we want to quote, strike through, and all of that, right? So we also have, you can toggle confidentiality, you can control whether if the person opens the email immediately, the person opens the email, you can control confidentiality, you can control whether the person can share this email, copy out this email, print the email, and all of that. So you can also add files from your drive, directly from your drive. You click on this place, you go back to your drive and insert whatever file you want. You can also add sorry, this is taking a while. You can also add links. You can also attach your documents from here, right? You can attach your documents from here. And these are your formatting. Like as you're clicking this, it's bringing up the formatting options. So this is attach email format. Now, afterwards, you can send. If you don't want to send, you can decide to schedule the email to be sent later. Okay, this again, kebab menu will also bring up options for if you want to book your time, if you want to let other people know that they can, reach out to you via, maybe there's a meeting, maybe this is a meeting email that you're sending. This is where you can configure all those things. You can create an event, you can propose time for meetings, you can ask them, okay, here's my calendar, book meetings with me on so and so days, and all of that. You can also add labels directly, because I'm going to explain labels in the email management video, but you can also add labels directly here. You can decide after sending this message, you can decide, okay, I want it to be, after setting up the message, you can decide I want it to be in so and so label. I want it to appear under so and so label. So it shows up with that label whenever the response comes in, or whenever you're looking through your emails, you find the email under certain labels that you've already assigned. So that's that for that. Emailing is very easy. If you go over it one time, two times, you should be able to get it. Now, also one thing you need to be conscious of, right, when you send emails is that you have like 30 seconds to undo whatever mistakes you've made. I mean, undo the email. So if you've made a mistake, you can just simply go back, click, and undo whatever the email, so that you can correct it and resend it. Now that's that for that. Next, we're going to talk about the etiquette. So making mistakes is not a problem actually. Making these simple etiquette mistakes is not a problem, but it's also expected that you learn how to write better emails. Like I said, communication is important, and it's important to be able to understand how to communicate in the like with a remote team. You should be able to know how to communicate with a remote team. There's no course for this. Nobody will tell you. You have to learn it by yourself. Now, writing good emails, why is this essential to learn how to write good emails, to learn how what people expect of you when you're writing emails? Is because people expect, a lot of times we don't have time to read long things. So if you notice those emails that your bank sends you, it's usually very short emails, because our attention span is short these days. So first tip is, always make sure your emails are short. Except if these emails need to be long, keep them short. So you want to write to explain certain things to somebody. This is what, this is what needs to be done. This is what needs to be done. Put it in bullet points and send it to the person, so that you're not talking too much on something that you need to just point out something little. You just need to point out a couple of things, so you don't go around, walking round and round a certain topic and all of that. So yeah, that's that. Then the next thing is, you have to, if you're going to make, if you want to actually, the proper way to send a message is to consider your subject line, right? So when you're sending a message, for instance, where you have this subject, make sure that it's something that is immediately obvious, it's immediately catchy. If you're, for instance, sending a message that, okay, there's going to be a meeting in 30 minutes, put it in the subject line, there's going to be a meeting in 30 minutes. So that immediately this email comes in, this person has said that there's going to be a meeting in 30 minutes without having to even click to open the meeting, the email. So maybe when they click to open the email, they can now see the meeting agenda, who's going to be in the meeting, what's going to be discussed, and all of that. But the most important detail, put it in your subject line. Then you should also have a call to action if you're sending emails to other people who are not like, people who need to do something. So see this document here, put a call to action to it. See this document here, go and attend to it. Or see this so and so thing, go and attend to it. Right. So you need to, if there's a call to action, something you need them to do, make it obvious that this is what needs to be done, and like really push it out there, so that your whoever is receiving that communication knows what needs to be done. Because a lot of people will just skim through, they're not really reading what you're writing. So you need to, at every point, make sure that you are showing them, you're giving them good reasons, you're putting your email, your message in their faces, so that they really know that this is what you're trying to communicate. Now, besides that, Like I said, your subject line needs to be powerful, right? You can ask a question, you can anything you need to do to get people's attention, do it. So that nobody will come out and say, oh, we did not see the email though. Oh, was the email sent? I didn't know, and all of that. So it needs to be your communication needs to be clear. Now, another thing you need to do is that you need to make sure that you maintain an email thread. So if you send an email to person A, right, and you want to check in with the person for updates, 2 days later, don't go and send a new email. So and so person regarding that issue we talked about. No, go back to that same correspondence you had with that person initially and ask that question under that thread. As long as it is related, as long as you're still continuing a conversation that is related, ask under the same thread. Don't go back to start a new email so that that person can easily see how this conversation is going. Because what if I've forgotten what we talked about 2 days ago? But if you ask that question under the same thread, I can now go back to the email you sent because I will see the thread, right? I can now go back to the email and say, oh, this is what this person said on Thursday. This is what I responded, and this is what they're asking now. So there's also that. Now, next, you need to when replying an email, right, you need to summarize what that person said. So, say this person sent you an email and said, we want you to look into this, look into this, look into this. You, when you're responding, don't just say, okay, I've looked into it, I see what you're talking about, all right, bye. No, you have to go back and highlight what they asked you. They asked you to look into, okay, we're talking about supplies. We want supplies for the office, right? We're going to talk, I'll go back and they said, okay, from my department, we need ink, we need printers, we need a bucket. Now I'll go back and say, okay, you said in our last correspondence that these are the things you need, these are the things you need, and this is what you don't need. Highlight it there. Let them give you a confirmation that, okay, this, yes, you're correct. And then whatever thing you need to say, maybe you need to tell them that, oh, we don't need a bucket in this office. What do we need a bucket for? You put it there. After you've already pointed out what they need, you put it in there that you are not going to provide so and so thing because you don't see the relevance, right? Then you acknowledge the email, you tell them what you kind of review or revise what they have said in the last email, and then you put in your response. That's how to communicate officially via email. So, okay, the last tip: don't just copy and paste your don't just copy and paste your link. Say you want to paste a link here. Don't just copy and paste the link. What you should do is to add add the link. So maybe there's a text you want to say so and so thing. Then you add the link, the text, right? Then you insert the link and apply. Once you insert the link, you can click on apply and then it will show up with this blue thing here. So you can decide that, oh, I want you to see it too. So I'm making it so big that but nobody will say they did not see that this is the link. It helps you so that you don't make mistakes. You will not come and have situations where somebody will come in and say, we did not see, or maybe the link was broken. When you have it like this, you're always sure that they clicked on the right link and you can always verify it easily. So there is that. I hope with all this, I've been able to convince you that you can better communicate with emails in the workspace, right? Now, also, here's one other tip. You should change your email. You should change your email from there's a default email, 5 seconds, 5 seconds change, 5 seconds undo. You can change it here from your settings. You can change it instead of having 5 seconds undo, you can have 30 seconds. So it comes in 5 seconds, it gives you 5 seconds initially, but you can have refactor it to 30 seconds and then reply. Don't have reply all, right? Just have reply. So if you're customizing your email, reply, not reply all. For me, I don't even use it at all. I like to have that option of knowing whether I'm going to reply or just send. Don't, for me, I leave the field open. So if I want to reply, I will choose on a thread if I'm replying to one or I'm replying to all. I'll choose on if I'm replying to several messages at a time or I'm replying to one. So there's also that. But basically, that's all we have today. Next time we're going to talk about email management and how to arrange your emails. So stick around with me until the next video, and I will see you. And please subscribe to the channel, support this channel, please, 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 and thank you.